Hey guys, what's going on? It's DJ TLM. You're watching DJ TLM TV, and I wanted to take this time to respond to a comment that was made, and the comment was made on my Keep It Real vinyl versus digital video. That's a video I did in 2011, and the video was about the whole discussion, and that discussion is still happening today, about people who feel that you are not real unless you play with real vinyl and turntables. Sorry. So it's a long comment. I'm going to read the comment first, and then I'll share my thoughts, because it is an ongoing topic still, even now, 2014. So I'll try to go through the comment as fast as possible, because it is a long one, and it is in bad English, as I think it's a he says. So it starts with sorry for my bad English. All right. Do you ever think about it, that some laptop DJs playing in the club get money but never pay 1 cent for music? Yes. That's the reason why so many producers starting to act like a DJ, because they don't make any more money with the MP3-ish. Could be, not sure. And why I can play and use every equipment, turntables, CDJs, laptops, iPods, but if I ask some new school DJs that play on a controller and ask them, hey, mix 2-3 vinyl records, 95% can't do this. Well, that kind of makes sense. If you learn on a controller, then you do not know how to play with a turntable yet. You have to practice with turntables in order to play with turntables. So yeah, I can understand, but that's logical. Vinyl DJing is culture, and many DJs don't respect the culture. True. 300 years ago, in a concert hall, musicians playing violins and the fans watching, and everybody think, I would like to play violin, but I got no talent. So you mean crowd respecting musicians because they can play? Yeah. And nowadays, if you go to a concert, the hardware is still the same, and the fans watching are still saying, I would like to play violin, but I got no talent. Yeah. Why the industry changed the game? Only for selling whack equipment. People go back to vinyl. 10 years ago, everybody laughing about a computer, and now everybody playing on the computer. In 2025, nobody will play anymore as a DJ, because music in a club is coming from a computer. Nobody will produce underground music anymore, because they all can't live only on selling music. MP3-ish. Think about it if you talk intelligent. I think not, but only my opinion. Take your choice. I'm going back after 5 years of Serato and Tractor, back to the roots, because I don't want to be compared with an iPod DJ. All right, now there's a couple of points in here that I can relate to, so I understand where this guy is coming from. If you're coming from that whole vinyl era and you started out, you learned how to beat match by ear, you bought vinyl, you played on turntables, you started from the essence, the basics. So I can understand the whole roots thing and the culture aspect, because true DJing is like real craftsmanship. And of course, the new generation is not growing up with turntables, unless they have like an older brother or father who still has one of those sets. But otherwise, chances are they're going to grow up with CD players or probably now controllers. Can you blame those kids for not knowing about turntables? Nah, because there's not enough people educating them. And the people who should be educating them, the people who started out on vinyl, well, a lot of those people, in some ways, including the guy who left the comment, what you guys are doing is not helping us bridge the gap between the classic guys, the old school guys who learned the original way, and the new generation. You're only broadening the gap. You understand what I'm saying? You're broadening the gap. Why? Because you're constantly talking bad about new technology and new kids. You don't show them any respect, and you treat it like they don't deserve respect because they do not do it the way you're doing it. Now, in this case, we're talking music and DJing, but if we're talking communication, no matter what the topic is, that's not the way that you're going to reach kids. Not at all. In my case, it's a little bit different, because I embrace new technology. I love new technology. And there's a lot of stuff happening when it comes to DJ equipment and the whole technology that can help me enhance my game, try new stuff. For instance, Serato, and that's not even new, that's been around for a while now. But Serato allowed me to use my turntables, the DJ equipment that gave me the best feeling, but it allowed me to combine it with the newer technology so I wouldn't have to bring all my crates, and I can play with stuff like cue points, and I can go on, but I can use the advantages of some of the new technological developments and combine it with my old school elements. So I love it. And I would never disrespect new kids who start with new equipment, because that makes sense. They're growing up now. I come from an era where some people had like a Game Boy or a Donkey Kong game that you flipped open to play on. My kids are growing up with iPads and iPods, and they all know how to flip through screens and go on the internet and watch YouTube. It's a different era. So I'm not saying that old school DJs should be using new technology, not at all. If you want to use the turntables with vinyl, do you. Do what makes you happy. But if you want to share some of your knowledge from the real craftsmanship and share it with the new generation, the best thing for you to do is embrace the fact that they're growing up now with the technology of now. And respect that. Accept it and respect it, because that's going to open up a new line of communication where you can say, hey man, I like what you're doing. That's not the way we did it. We were taught to do it like this. And you might be able to show them some tricks, even some tricks that they might be able to incorporate into their way of DJing on their equipment, because you can use some of the real craftsmanship on new technology as well. I know DJs who started out on vinyl and who are using CDJs now, but they're using CDJs like they're a true turntablist, because you can do certain things that you did with turntables the same way on the new equipment, no doubt. So I think this is the problem with most of the so-called true heads, true DJs. They're not willing to bridge that gap. They're all about, I hate that new stuff, and these new kids, blah, 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 whatever. If you keep it negative like that, we're not going to have the conversation that we need to have. That's what I try to do with my videos as well. And I see a lot of comments from new kids, young people, 15 years old, just starting out with a controller, happy as can be that I'm showing them stuff and I'm using the turntables to show them, but the techniques can work on all equipment. So in that way, I can contribute by sharing some of the craftsmanship with the new generation, because I would love to see a lot of the new generation use the real skills on whatever equipment they use, instead of just having DJs who spend most of their time clapping their hands and making heart signals. And I'm not naming any DJs in particular, because that's just what I see with a lot of DJs. They have way too much time to be waving their hands and making the God pose and whatever. I'd love to see more DJs bring that real skill to the table. And there's a whole new generation of kids who are practicing at home with their controllers. And it's up to guys with the old school knowledge to show them what they can add to their skill set. And yeah, I don't know about the comment that all producers are starting to DJ now because they're not making money with their music anymore because everyone's downloading. I think it's more the fact that the new technology has made it easier for them to bring their homemade or studio-made productions straight from the computer to the club and play it. So it has made it easier for them to do performances as well. So I think that's why a lot are DJing now, and also to make money, of course. And yeah, I don't see that in 10 to 12 years we'll have computers in clubs and no DJs. I don't think so, because in a lot of cases DJs are still used to also attract people. And I don't think you're going to attract people if every club has the same computer. I don't know. I don't think so. DJs are going to be around. Just like the underground will always be there. If there's going to be more commercial stuff or whatever, there's always going to be underground as well. always. And the underground is not going to die because they can't live off selling music anymore, because that's not what most underground makes music for anyway. Most of the time they make music on the side while they're doing something else to make money as well. Underground will always be there. But this is an ongoing discussion, and I don't know. We could end all that if we started communicating in the right way. So I guess that's what I wanted to say, and I thought it was better to make a video instead of trying to type this all onto Google+. And sometimes it's better to speak than to type. So that's all I have to say about this right now. Leave your opinion in the comment section down below. And I keep telling y'all, man, let's share this knowledge. It can make everyone better. And you old cats, you can learn stuff from the new dudes as well. And you might find that there's a lot of cool stuff in new technology that you could use as well. And try to teach, but do it in a positive way. Otherwise, you're only going to broaden the gap instead of closing the gap. All right, man, DJ TLM signing off. I'll be back real soon with a lot of tutorials for old and new cats out there. Peace out.